Am I the asshole for refusing to adopt my daughter's bio kid because it would sacrifice my new lifestyle? Throwaway and title sounds bad. This was last year. I have a 25-year-old adult daughter who got pregnant and decided to keep the child. I told her to get an abortion. I am my daughter's father. On Christmas last year my daughter called me and told her I have to adopt her child as she can't take care of it because of college. I told her no, I don't want to adopt a child and have another 18 years of my life wasted. My daughter became angry at me for not caring about my grandchildren. I told her I won't sacrifice my lifestyle because of her mistake. I then told her she can deal with the consequence of having the child herself. My daughter told me she won't talk to me unless I adopt her kid. It's been over a year now and my daughter has not talked to me. So now I am wondering if I am an asshole. So AITA for refusing to adopt my daughter's bio kid because it would sacrifice my new lifestyle.
Everyone sucks here. Your daughter is the primary asshole, but referring to the child as another 18 years wasters and a mistake is probably one of the worst things you could say to your own child. Sounds toxic. Edit, thanks for the silver, really didn't expect it. Not the asshole for not adopting the child. However, you are an asshole for telling an adult woman to terminate her pregnancy. You are an asshole for implying that the 18 years it took to raise your daughter were wasted.
You're not an asshole for not wanting to adopt your daughter's child because she can't hack it, but T is what got me, have another 18 years of my life wasted, so, your daughter was a waste of your life. Her for being so petty and immature about her own decisions, and you for being apparently resentful of your own child. If anything, that should make you more empathetic to how you're feeling, if that's the case.
Not the asshole in regards to not adopting the child, but Jesus Christ, you are for the way you talk to and about your daughter. Well, you're definitely an asshole, but I'd have to say that you're not the asshole here. Not the asshole.
Not the asshole. Her choice, her responsibility, not yours.
The way you present the story sounds like your daughter is one of the biggest mistakes you ever made entirely, considering the wasted 18 years apparently. That aside, not the asshole but close to. Everyone sucks here only due to your daughter being an adult and not making actual adult decisions and trying to force you to pick up the shit she left on the floor. Not the asshole. She had unprotected sex, not you, and she chose to continue her pregnancy. You don't have to do anything with that child. If you adopted it, that's just enabling your daughter to skip out of her responsibilities. And her reason why you have to adopt it. So she can go to college. She should have thought of that when she was 18. The only thing I would fault you over is, I don't want to have another 18 years of my life wasted. The implication of that is that the years you spent raising your daughter were a waste. That's kind of harsh.
Her for not taking responsibility and expecting others to take care of her child, and you for insinuating that raising her was a waste of 18 years. The one I truly feel bad for in this situation is the child. They deserve better. Better from both of you.
Not the asshole. Do not adopt a child you do not want. Not only is it unfair to you, but that child will grow up sensing the resentment and pain their presence causes. It would be a terrible situation for both of you. Your daughter, on the other hand, is a massive asshole for a. Having a child she couldn't take care of, b. Trying to dump the child on you because she refused to be a responsible parent, and c. Giving you an ultimatum because you wouldn't buckle to her demands.
Not the asshole, she decided to keep the child so it's her responsibility.
Not the asshole for not wanting to adopt, but definitely you are the asshole for the way you were talking to your daughter.
Not the asshole, it isn't on you to raise her child. She decided to have a child, she needs to keep it and raise it herself or make the hard decision, not guilt trip relatives into taking over her responsibilities. You for implying that you taking care of your daughter for 18 years was a waste. Your daughter for refusing to get an abortion and then expecting you to adopt her child when she couldn't handle it.
Everyone sucks here. The title isn't the only thing that sounds bad here.
Not the asshole. It was your daughter's decision to have a child, so you are not obligated to adopt your grandchild. With that said, if she were to ask you to help her babysit once in a while or to help her financially, would you be willing to help her out? I do think asking you to adopt her fully is asking too much from you, and the way she has gone about it sounds wrong, but maybe she has no one else to turn to. Still not the asshole though.
What, not the asshole, of course. She's an adult who made a decision against your advice. It's her responsibility. She can't force someone to adopt her kid, grandfather or otherwise. Her not talking to you is just emotional manipulation. Kids are a huge responsibility. You've done it for her already, you have every right to keep your lifestyle, and might I add, you should.
Everyone sucks here. I don't think the kid would be given its best chance in your house regardless. It sounds like neither of you are very good for this kid.
Well, you seem like an asshole in general based on your phrasing, so in the long run you are making the right decision. No innocent kid needs you in their life. Find an adoption agency and let someone who wants a kid take this child.
NTA, you helped her enough, no reason for her to pawn the kid off on you.
Not the asshole for not wanting to adopt. You are the asshole for everything else.
If that's how you would view raising your grandkid, you're right not to take them. Kids pick up on that shit. You were right to suggest an abortion for your daughter, as harsh as that sounds, since she obviously cannot handle having a kid. She shouldn't have had one, and shouldn't have tried to pawn it off on you when she finally realized she made a mistake. I hope that kid ends up with a loving family, but y'all ain't it.
Not the asshole, but please don't ever say, another 18 years of my life wasted. Wow, that's harsh as hell. But bottom line is, you don't have to take on another person's responsibility. If your daughter never speaks to you again, I hate it for the both of you, but you certainly aren't willing to change your lifestyle, and many will understand this.
YTA for saying that you don't want another 18 years of your life wasted, as though the 18 years you spent raising her was a waste of your life. But you're not an asshole for not wanting to raise her kid.
Is there anyone in the world who gives the slightest shit about your granddaughter?
NTAWTF.
Not the asshole for the refusal. But you really could have handled what you said a lot better. She is 100% wrong in every way here though. She doesn't want to raise her own child but expects you to, and accuses you of not caring about the child. She obviously doesn't care about herself because you don't want to do the same thing she doesn't want to do. She thinks not talking to you is an appropriate way to handle it. You're not the asshole for the fact you don't want to adopt her child. But some of what you've said here is pretty awful, and I do think you need to examine it and probably find a way to apologize for the implication that raising her was wasted time. I realize that's probably not what you meant, but usually the word another likely means she took it that way.
Yeah, you totally shouldn't adopt the baby. You sound like a terrible potential parent. Another 18 years of my life wasted. You said that to your daughter. And you expect her to speak to you again? Also, this is your grandchild you are talking about. Not her bio kid. Technically, for the purpose of this post, not the asshole. You have no obligation to adopt your grandchild. But, by the way you talk, I can very easily understand why your daughter doesn't talk to you. You sound like resenting having her, resenting raising her if you actually did, and want minimal contact with her. You basically told her that your lifestyle is more important than her and that raising her was a terrible inconvenience that you regret. I don't understand what your problem is now. You pretty much got what you wanted. You removed the responsibility that would hinder your lifestyle. And she partially got what she needed. To see her father for what he really was. Not the asshole. You do not want to be the father of a child that is not yours, it is your decision. But you are a shitty father, just seeing how you handled this story shows it. You owe her a lot for the many things she has experienced in this life. I just hope you don't desert her. You wouldn't need to adopt the child, legal guardianship would do, but she should be taking care of her own kid, but if she truly can't and the child winds up in foster care with strangers, that's a horrible situation for everyone, particularly her child.
You are an asshole, but in this situation, you are not the asshole. Daughter made a choice, and now must live with that choice.
Not the asshole. Her choice. Her consequences. Info, there's definitely enough information to tell that she is an asshole, but I have a feeling she got that way for a reason.
Not the asshole. Your daughter, I'm assuming, made the decision to have a child. There are so many college mothers out there, so buckle up and live with that decision. She has no right to push her child onto you because of her circumstances. You can care for your grandchild, that doesn't mean you have to adopt him, her. You raised a child, it's her turn to live with her decision.
Everyone sucks here. Both of y'all need counseling. Learn to talk to each other like rational adults. You have a right to not want to raise your grandchildren, but you two could have worked out some kind of compromise.
Not the asshole forcing you to adopt the child wouldn't be good for you or the child.
Honestly, this sounds fake to me. But everyone sucks here because you think you wasted 18 years on the first kid. Fake, or it's posted by the daughter considering the language used.
I mean, but you're definitely an asshole. The two things that stand out the most. Greater than I told her no, I don't want to adopt a child and have another 18 years of my life wasted. What a thing to say to your child. Greater than my daughter became angry at me for not caring about my grandchildren. Interestingly enough, you're not saying you do care about them, so that's a big ol' yikes for me, dog. Look. Of course you're under no moral obligation to adopt her child, that's clear as day. Her trying to force that on you is all kinds of ridiculous. Posts like these always make me wonder what you're not telling us about your relationship with your daughter. Also, no mention of the wife. I don't want to jump to conclusions, but what's the deal there?
Not the asshole. You told her your advice and she decided to have it anyway, decided not to give it up for adoption elsewhere, and decided she doesn't want to raise her own kid anymore. Then expects you to just take on that responsibility? It was her choice and her mistake in the end. She can raise her own kid or give them up for adoption to someone that wants a kid, not try to force you. Everyone sucks here sounds like y'all deserve each other.
Not the asshole for the decision. You are the asshole for wording this post the way you did. Info: how old is the kid? She shouldn't have expected you adopting to be a backup when she got bored of being a mother, so she's the biggest asshole. But what's going to happen to the kid? You might be the asshole if you consider raising a child, wasted years, but then you are older now and past the years you expected to be raising a child. Mostly, I feel so sorry for the child. I wish they had one family member that gave a crap enough to look after them.
I'd say you both are A's in your own ways. Daughter for giving birth to a child, or alternatively place it to adoption, which she knew she would not be able to take care of, and then using the relationship to you as leverage to force him to adopt said child. And you for implying that your own daughter was a waste of 18 years by stating that the grandchild is a waste and a mistake. That said, it's totally fine if you don't want to adopt a child. The wording just was garbage. No ill will intended. Edit, wording.
Everyone sucks here. Why are you calling your grandkid it?
She is trying to push her kid on you. You knew she wouldn't be able to handle it. You told her you don't want to waste another 18 years on raising another kid. What kind of parent says that to their kid? You pretty much implied that you think raising her was a waste of your life. Both of you are toxic AF. I doubt this post is real.
Both of you don't sound like great people.
Brew, you tried to kill your grandson, but I think everyone sucks here cause I think your daughter is also being petty.